This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, October 20th. But the year was 1603. A Chinese uprising in the Philippines fails after 23,000 people are killed. 1603. It was on this day that the United States Senate ratified the purchase of the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the size of the United States. 1803. The 49th parallel that forms the border between the United States and Canada was ratified on this day, 1818. Charles Darwin, aboard the HMS Beagle, leaves the Galapagos Islands on this day, eventually to return with his findings about evolution. 1835. It was on this day that President Abraham Lincoln formally establishes Thanksgiving as a national holiday. 1864. The first appearance of cork as the center of a baseball occurred on this day, 1910. Cork is still the center of a baseball. It was on this day that Norwegian adventurer Amundsen set out on a race to the South Pole. He will be the first to reach the pole, beating Robert Scott, who is also trying to reach the pole. Only Amundsen beat him by 33 days. It was on this day that the first National Black, called then the Negro League, World Series was played. 1924. Alaska Airlines was incorporated on this day, 1928. The Nazis murdered 500 inhabitants of Serbia on this day, 1941. Harry Belafonte recorded Deo, the Banana Boat song, on this day, 1955. The publication of The Return of the King, the third and final volume of The Lord of the Rings, was published on this day by J.R. Tolkien, 1955. Peter, Paul, and Mary's debut folk album, entitled Peter, Paul, and Mary, reaches number 1 on the U.S. album charts, 1962. It was on this day that Queen Elizabeth opened the Sydney Opera House, 1973. President Nixon fires Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox and accepts the resignations of his Attorney General, Elliot Richardson, and Deputy Attorney General, William Ruckelshaus, on this day, 1973. It was on this day subway vigilante Bernard Goetz was sentenced to 6 months in jail, 1987. Richard Pryor, the comedian, is awarded the first ever Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, 1998. The former leader of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, and his son are killed on this day, shortly after the Battle of Sirte, 2011. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden confirms he will not run for president on this day, the year 2015. And so there's good news and bad news, confusing news. But behind it all is the good news that this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, October 20th.